I'm often asked, how did Papa's Pantry get started? And it started back in 1998. Honestly, when I came home from a missions trip to India. I was 40 years old and I was on a trip that took me 24 hours across the other side of the world. And I didn't fly. I was raising kids and I just knew that that plane might crash and my daughters might have to grow up without me. So this was a huge step of faith for me just to even get on this airplane and go. The sights, the smells, the images that still stay with me today probably really made me more appreciative of things here in the United States. Poverty here looks nothing like poverty overseas. But once we got home, in my excitement telling my husband about the trip, on the way from the airport, on the way home, two things that just really stood out to me, and there were billboards. I was talking to my husband and telling him these great stories, and in the distance there was a billboard that caught my eye first with Gap jeans. And I was raising daughters, so I had an idea of how much those Gap jeans cost. The next one was a Rolex watch, and those were that was a luxury item too, very, very expensive. And off in the distance there was buildings that just looked like they were run down, low income, and that one thought, and it came out of my mouth as I was talking to my husband, it's like, this country is so blessed. There's so much wealth in here. Why isn't it working? In India, there was a caste system. There was no church as a resource. The government certainly wasn't into charitable thoughts or outreaches. And so it was really survival mode there day by day. Here in America, for many families, it's survival mode day by day. And that whole concept, that whole question stuck with me for weeks. And I remember just kind of feeling like hunkered down and almost in a funk of, why, Lord, isn't it working? There's churches on almost every corner. And why? And when God, spoke to me and started talking about this cupboard thing in the back of my ear, I was like, oh, God, no, you've got the wrong girl. I literally put my hand up in the air, because back then we were saying, talk to the hand, because the ears ain't listening. And I said no to God. I argued, and I just didn't think that I was qualified, because I had no experience in working in a cupboard thing, a food pantry, helping out at all. But as the weeks went by, I wish I journaled better back then, but I didn't. But several weeks later, I finally said, okay, God, I'll be hands and feet, but you have got to just tell me step by step exactly what to do to make it happen.